In the heart of the bustling city, a small, dilapidated diner sat on the corner of Fifth and Oak. It had seen better days, and so had the man who frequented it. His name was Adam, and to the casual observer, he seemed like nothing more than a rundown figure with an unkempt beard and a tired face. Every morning, he would sit at the corner booth, nursing a cup of stale coffee and reading the newspaper. His clothes were faded, his shoes worn out, and his appearance, for all intents and purposes, screamed of poverty. The other patrons would often whisper and sneer as he entered, their eyes full of judgment. "Look at him," one would mutter. "Another beggar who's come to mooch off this place." Some of the younger men who sat by the counter would laugh. "I bet he doesn't even have enough to pay for that coffee. Probably just asking for handouts." The waitress, Marie, who worked the morning shift, had heard these remarks countless times, but she had grown accustomed to them. She would smile at Adam when she brought his coffee, never once questioning his presence. But even she couldn't ignore the occasional murmur from the other customers, some of whom openly mocked his appearance and presumed lack of wealth. One particularly cold morning, as Adam sat alone in his corner, a group of businessmen strolled into the diner. They were loud and boisterous, the kind of men who filled the air with arrogance. They took seats near Adam's booth and immediately noticed him. "Hey, look at this guy," one of them sneered. "You know, it's always amusing when you see people like him. They come into places like this, thinking they belong, but they're just wasting space." The others laughed, clinking their coffee mugs together as they chuckled at Adam's expense. "How's it feel to sit here with no money, old man?" Another one called out, not even attempting to hide the mockery in his voice. Adam didn't flinch. He simply sipped his coffee, unfazed by their words. Marie came over to take their order, but the businessmen weren't done yet. One of them nudged her with a smirk. "Marie, do you ever wonder how a man like him even gets by? It's pathetic. He probably sleeps on the street or in some alley." Marie's face flushed, and she shot a quick glance at Adam, but he still remained quiet, focusing on the newspaper in front of him. The men continued their cruel jokes, but at that moment, something unusual happened. The door of the diner swung open, and a sleek black car pulled up outside, the kind of vehicle that turned heads. A well-dressed man in a sharp suit stepped out, his presence commanding attention. He walked straight to Adam's booth, ignoring the murmurs of the men at the counter. With a respectful nod, he extended his hand to Adam. "Mr. Rhodes," the man said, "I hope you're ready for the meeting. Everything's prepared." Adam looked up slowly, his face still calm. He took the man's hand with a smile. "Thank you, Thomas. I'll be there shortly." The businessmen at the counter froze, their laughter dying in an instant. They had heard the name before, Rhodes. Adam Rhodes, the man who had built an empire from nothing, the billionaire philanthropist known for his low profile and humble demeanor. Adam stood up, adjusting his jacket, and the businessmen's jaws dropped as they realized who he truly was. The man they had mocked so easily was not a poor, homeless soul. He was one of the wealthiest individuals in the world. Before walking out, Adam turned to face the group of stunned men. His voice was calm yet firm. "You never know who you're mocking until it's too late," he said. "Kindness costs nothing, but arrogance can be expensive." With that, he left the diner, the door closing behind him. The room remained silent for a long moment, the weight of their own ignorance hanging heavily in the air. The businessmen, now humbled, exchanged awkward glances, the laughter from earlier now replaced with shame. Marie, who had witnessed everything, simply returned to her station, a quiet smile tugging at the corner of her lips. As the sound of the sleek car pulling away faded, the diner seemed a little quieter. Maybe it was the humbling lesson in humility, or maybe it was the realization that not everything, and certainly not everyone, was as they appeared.